Harry's Wife, Part 102.76. Their recollections certainly vary. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. The Queen memorably stated in response to the claptrap that Harry's Wife came out with by stating recollections may vary. One substantial indicator of a narcissist in action is the propensity to tell lies, or long, involved explanations. I've explained elsewhere in my fantastic video the truth, the half-truth, and nowhere near the truth, the way that the narcissist will often use the truth as you understand it to be, to our advantage. But often it's a half-truth or a complete fabrication that's utilised, and Harry's Wife regularly comes out with some major whoppers, as more and more are being uncovered. One of the problems about her narcissism, mid-range, and also it's the same for lesser, is that because they're so focused on the moment, and the narcissism is brilliant at getting what it needs in the moment, i.e. one or more of the prime aims, it then sets up problems thereafter, namely, the narcissists contradict themselves, tell outrageous and obvious porky pies. The longer the narcissist stays in the public eye, the longer the narcissist reported on, more and more the porky pies pile up, something which Tom Bauer, for instance, found to his advantage, something that Valentine Lowe has recorded also, and, of course, various people on social media and in the mainstream media. Harry's Wife, as I've explained, believes her own lies and dismisses any suggestion that she has lied as basically being driven by the hate of the commenter. Of course, what she fails to understand and will never understand, that millions upon millions of people all seeing the same thing aren't hating her, they're just seeing what is the consequence of her behaviour. The difficulty is that not only does this present a threat to control, which the narcissism then deals with when it arrives at the threat, by either denying that they said the original contradictory observation, accusing you of making it up, or deflecting and focusing on something else, so the narcissism invariably always does its job. But the problem is, more and more people then go, hang on a second, this isn't stacking up. The narcissist forges ahead, oblivious as ever. But everybody else, and with Harry's Wife, more and more people are seeing this. Look at it and say, well, wait a moment. She said this, and now she said that. Which one's true? There's got to be a lie because they're contradictory. It also starts to create a problem for Harry's Wife when it comes to that massive residual benefit of money. And this is where there has been a clash between he of the potato print book, Prince Harry, and the observations that are coming out of the Netflix fuckfest that is the docu-series. An article by Page 6 tells us Harry and Harry's Wife contradict their own stories in this tell-all Netflix docu-series. Prince Harry and Harry's Wife's docu-series will debut on Netflix in early December, multiple sources tell Page 6, but there are still a lot of conflicts. Sources said Netflix and the series filmmakers were confused by some of the comments that Harry makes in his upcoming book, being at odds with what he and his wife said on camera. A lot in the show contradicted what Harry has written, so that was an issue, a senior Netflix source revealed. Now, understand, he of the pink pancakes isn't beyond telling a few porcupines himself. Everybody has the capacity to lie. And he, of course, may well do so as a consequence of the influence that his wife places upon him. But probably what's happening here is that he's telling the truth in his memoir, because he is the one that is ostensibly writing it, of course with the help of J.R. Moehringer, the ghost writer. But also, when it comes to the docu-series, it involves his wife, who lies repeatedly. And in so doing, somebody's looked at it and thought, well, Harry, you've put this in the memoir, but then she said this in the docu-series. Which one's right? Ooh, comes the response from the oppressed one. And this is, of course, where Harry's wife gets shown up again and again as a consequence of her narcissism needing to assert control in the moment that it plays fast and loose with the truth. The article continues. Then Harry and Harry's wife made significant requests to filmmakers to walk back content they themselves have provided. I think the word is change, for their own project, the source added. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex wanted to hold the Netflix show until next year as they continue to edit. But as Page Six previously revealed, Netflix chiefs insisted it stream after the 5th season of The Crown, which launches November 5th. Now, multiple sources confirm that Netflix stuck to its guns, and the Sussex series, which was the couple's idea, will debut in early December. The Sussexes, who have been filming for more than a year with Brooklyn director Liz Garbus, are believed to have talked a lot on camera about the royal family, including Prince William and Kate Middleton, or as she should be called, the Princess of Wales, as well as King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla, and reportedly wanted to edit some of it out. Now, they have to finish the project very soon, as it takes weeks for Netflix to edit and translate for other languages. Well, it shouldn't take too long to translate it into bullshit. Netflix needs a couple of months to do all the formatting and dubbing, subtitling and audio, all of that stuff that enables it to launch on the platform, a Netflix source told Page Six. Harry's memoir still does not have a publication date. Netflix is also under fire amid reports that The Crown will show scenes of Prince Philip pursuing an affair with close friend Penny Natchbull, which is seen by some as being in poor taste so soon after Queen Elizabeth's September the 8th death. The Queen's former press secretary, Dickie Arbiter, told The Sun, "This is cruel rubbish." Page Six has reached out to Netflix and representatives for the Sussexes. Once again, the compartmentalisation in the moment focus of Harry's wife's narcissism is causing her to come unstuck. But what do people have to say about all of this, that the contradictions are being laid bare? Well, below the line, Knight's Music observes, Netflix has way too much money invested in this to let them walk back anything. They were looking for all the juicy details and all the behind-the-scenes dirt that goes on, and you can bet by that infamous interview that Harry's wife especially was going to be more than willing to dish, true or not. Now, seeing Harry's face after leaving Balmoral, he might have just grown a bit of a conscience and decided not to rake at least his grandmother over the coals, but by this time, it's too late. Seriously, asks, can you please give them their privacy, please? It's all they want, privacy. Don't they mention it every press release, every interview and every podcast? Come on, let these very private people have their privacy already. P.B. Tuckson, Harry and Harry's wife are not the brightest bulbs on the string, which will always be a problem when Netflix et al. Use them for content. The bigger problem is when their content is infused with lies. You have to have a good memory to be a liar, or rather you have to have a good memory to be an effective liar. Sandy Harris writes, Harry and Harry's wife contradicting themselves. Is anyone surprised? For two people who wanted privacy, they sure go out of their way for attention. Rudy C. Kiss goodbye those HOH titles for your kids that you so blatantly coveted. The timer now ticks down on Harry and Harry's wife's relevance. Once the show runs and the book is published, what do they have left? The royal family won't ever again let them close enough to them to collect more dirt to dish. Clementine, I hope Charles has a good sense of not inviting them to the coronation, or they will show up with a boatload of cameras in tow. Safe Harbour, what are these two going to do when there is nothing left to say? Between the books, Netflix series and her podcast, they should get all there is to say out. Then what? Guess they'll just continue to make up the dirt people pay them to tell. Years from now, their two children will read all about their parents' evil antics. Will be interesting to see how they will react and be affected by it all. Well, of course. And Harry's wife's narcissism doesn't care about the impact it may have upon the children and what they will see, because her narcissism is directed to do what's best for her vis-a-vis the prime aims in the now. Ring Ranger. Harry's wife and Harry can't keep their victim of the week narratives straight. LK, I hope Netflix doesn't let them edit it too much. They've obviously gone scorched earth and now want to be seen more sympathetic. It's all to make sure they can keep the money flowing from King Charles. He's not as forgiving as the Queen was. The book publisher won't want to miss the lucrative Christmas period. They made their bed. Scran and Joan, Harry's wife is low rent. Merrick McValley. Yes, it's that age-old problem with lie-telling. Hard to remember them all once they start piling up. And more comments of a similar nature, criticising the lie-telling but demonstrating that nobody's surprised by it. This again shows how the downward spiral is in effect, and it's all occasioned by the nature of Harry's wife's narcissism. As I've told you so many times, it was so effective at getting her into this position, but it couldn't keep her there. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.